Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Oh, well, good morning, business builders. What's up with this? There it is. Okay. All right. Well, let's get this over here. We started right at 7. You know, I normally like to go with a few minutes early, but hello. You guys, we're live. We're live. We're live. And good morning, business builders, and welcome to Business for Breakfast, where business is the most important middle of the day. I'm your host, Aaron Novinger, the Venti Business Guy, otherwise known as VBG. Our goal in this channel is to help you be 1% smarter today by unpacking business news over the last 24 hours, sprinkle with tips and tricks to help you mind your own business. All right. I know you crazy kids are not here for me. I know you ain't. Let's go. Hey Justin, I do me a favor. Let me know how the audio sounds. I think I figured it out how to get the mic to go through the browser. Does it sound better like it's coming through the mic? I hope it does, because normally it's been picked up through the webcam. Trying to get a little better, cleaner audio. Mm. While he's letting me know, shall we jump into La Morning Mark? Shall we? Oh, yes, bro. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I know why you here. It's the morning mark. The thing you love about it is there's no props required, no drinks, no gear, just you and a functioning brain. We'll work with what we've got. Wherever you are, desk, truck, kitchen, job site, standing or sitting, it don't matter. Pick one thing you will finish today. Not a list, not 10, not 3, just one. Mark it mentally and write it down. That is the line in the sand. That's the thing the day doesn't get to erase. This is the pause that sharpens the edge, the moment that turns noise into signal. It's the tiny act that makes business owners dangerous in a good way. That, my friends, is your morning mark. Your day's officially started. All right, my beautiful people, you drive, I dive. Buckle up, buttercup, and let's roll. Okay, okay, okay. Now, you guys know it is a magical Monday, which means we start every magical Monday with a couple things. Number one, you're going to get yourself a phenom dad joke. And we always have to start with our favorite. I think Josh is in Colorado. I know that he basically works at a ski shop, but for me, he is the highlight of my Monday. And I believe he's going to be the highlight of your Monday. Are you ready? I know you are. I know you are. Keep that open. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Come on now. Hold on. I got to turn you up, playa. All right, here we go.
Dude, you know what actually rips in your 30s? It's just like love, dude. Like, dude, just having your person and just cruising through life with your hottest homie, dude. It's just awesome, man. Like, I'm just having a sleepover with my best friend for the rest of my life, dude. Dude, it's just righteous. I hope everyone gets this, dude, because it's so rad.
All right. So today is a magical Monday. Okay. Which means you guys know today is the day you pay it forward, right? Today, it's a tough day always. And so today is just about look, we're all going to work together to get through this day, right? So we got to just be chill. We've got to laugh a little. We got to joke. We got to pay it forward and help the person behind us. Buy somebody behind you a cup of coffee, buy their burger, whatever. Spend $5 to help somebody out, $10 if you're feeling generous. But I'm telling you, especially on a Monday, those little random acts of kindness or acts of random kindness, as it is in Bruce Almighty, where it's the ARK, ARK, acts of random kindness. He just kind of changes it around. It's genius, by the way, isn't it? It's brilliant. I know it is. All right, all right. Now, I know what we're ready for. I know, right? Can I give you guys a quick little dad joke? Are you guys ready for a little dad joke? Okay, okay. So you guys know I go to Starbucks all the time, and so and normally I order through the app. And so the other day I went and I was on the phone all the way to Starbucks and didn't really have time to jump on the app. So I walk in and I noticed that um, I normally get like it's not the Pike's Place, it's the blonde one because it's got more caffeine, but it's a lighter roast. And I noticed they didn't have it, and I was like, "Hey, uh, what's your? I need a light roast today." And the lady looks at me and she goes, "You have a pointy nose." I know, I know, I know you loved it. All right. That's right. AA Ron needs a little roast, a little tiny roast. This boy's got a ski slope for a nose. Look at that, bro. It is pointy, bro. I could basically cut glass with that thing. If like I could just like sharpen the edge of this nostril right here, I could literally just put a little black on it and I could write with it for sure. Yes, this dude's got a crazy nose. I'm glad it's tiny and not huge. And not that huge is a bad thing. I don't know. I dig my tiny nose. Are you guys ready for this day in history? I don't know if you are, because it's going to blow your mind off of your body. Okay. So, can we talk about today being March 23rd? Okay. Are you guys ready? Here we go. Mm. All right. All right. Scientific and technological milestones, Matt. All right. Here we go. Here we go. 1903. Ready for it? You guys know our rule, by the way. If you guys learn or you laugh, we have a handshake agreement. That was us shaking hands, by the way. If you're listening and not watching, we just shook hands. And your agreement is you have to like and subscribe. Okay. And by the way, it's a new channel. The first 100 episodes is always like the most important. So, look, guys, we have got to form an army. And thank you for all your support. You guys are freaking amazing. But if you learned something, like and subscribe for this, bro. All right. What else happened this day in history? 1983, President Reagan announced the Strategic Defense Initiative, Star Wars, a proposed space based missile defense system that reshaped Cold War dynamics. Yes. Um, 1998, this day in history, Titanic. Jack, come on, Jack. Jack, come back. And for you guys have this seen that, which literally all of America has, actually the entire world has seen that movie, then you know what I just replayed for you guys in perfect vibrato and intensity was when Jack fell off the door and left Rose as he floated to the bottom of the ocean. And Rose lived. That's right, she did. Which is, I'm telling you right now, James Cameron is a flippity flip G's us. This dude walks on water when it comes to making movies. Bro, his the creativity that this dude creates is like what he thinks of. This dude created Avatar 10 years before he made it. He had to wait for the technology to catch up to it. Literally. Like he sees Toy Story, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna make a movie about blah blah, but it's gotta be like this. But we gotta wait till technology can actually catch up. We gotta wait till the chips and processors can actually make a movie that's actually a little bit more real life than Toy Story. I swear, bro. Yes, that the dude is a visionary. Okay, what else happened in this day in history? No way, no freaking way. Are you ready? This day, 1775, Patrick Henry delivers his legendary "Give me liberty or give me death" speech at St. John's Episcopal Church, Richmond, Virginia, igniting the American Revolution. That's right. This day in history, 1806, Lewis and Clark began their journey home from the Pacific Ocean after completing the first U.S. overland expedition to the West Coast. What? 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 Bro, this day in history, 1868, University of California is founded in Oakland when the Organic Act is signed into law. No freaking what? Dude, this day in history is mind-bending, bro. This day in history, 1919, Benito Mussolini founds his fascist political movement in Milan, Italy. Milan, baby. And don't you just think of that short little, what was her name? Edna, the little black hair, like the chick, she was like 3 feet tall in The Incredibles. She was like, I just always think like Milan, baby, Milan. This day in history, 1933, the German Reichstag passes the Enabling Act, making Adolf Hitler dictator of Germany. Today, bro, the dude took over as dictator. Wow. Is that not amazing that there are certain things like today, the Wright brothers, today, the Enabling Act, the German Enabling Act. Do you understand that there are things every day in history that have happened that if it didn't happen, your life today would be different? I know it sounds weird. Like we talked about it like last month with Bell, Alexander Graham Bell, right, with the invent of the patent of the telephone, him founding AT&T, like all that stuff. This is just like world like bending stuff here. What else happened this day in history, bro? Today, today, March 23rd, 2010, the Affordable Care Act becomes law in the United States. And to be honest with you, up until probably 2008, I tended to lean more right, more conservative. And then I saw kind of the propaganda that came through the news in the 2000s and was like, nah, I'm going to be independent. And it was funny because we had a really large agency, health agency, and literally when this all went down, everybody in the entire industry was like panicking, and I'm like, and they're like, they're gonna put us out of business, and they're all a bunch of jerks. I'm like, right, you're just thinking about your money. You don't understand the millions and millions and millions of people that don't have group health and can't afford traditional health insurance where they have to individually qualify. This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And even the thing is, and I was never really a big like Barack supporter, but even he said in the very beginning, like, look, this is going to be a bad version of it, but we have to get the bad version out so we can keep modifying it to get to the good version. And so, and we put it in place literally 15 years ago, and nothing's happened. And I'm hoping that with the new administration, we can make it version 2.0. Right. Why can't we just keep enhancing this thing? Right. We put this thing in place, and nobody's touched it in 15 years, and the insurance company's just been printing money because of it. Can we talk about famous birthdays? Anybody in here? No way, bro. Couple biggies in here. Couple biggies. Okay. 1749, Pierre Simon Laplace, French mathematician and astronomer, the Newton of France. This dude, pioneer of celestial mechanics and probability theory. I've never heard of the dude, but that doesn't mean that some of you guys haven't heard of this dude. This day, this birthday in history, March 23rd. Let's see. Akira Kurosawa, legendary Japanese filmmaker known for Rashomon and Seven Samurai. Okay, by the way, horrible accent, and that sounded horrible, and I was trying to do it. Why didn't I just say it normal? I apologize, guys. When I see something, if I see German, I'm going to say it German. Most things when I try to imitate is comes out in a variation of Italian. I'm like, na 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 na. Okay. Let's see. Bro, this day in history. Bet 1924 birthday. Bet Naismith Graham. I was just talking about the other Graham. Okay. I'm not saying they're related. Okay. This is American inventor of liquid paper. Whiteout, bro. Mother of monkeys, Mike Nesmith. What? The freaking monkeys, bro. Like Beatles, monkeys. Like there was a handful of like really hot, like there'd be like the Brat Pack of like 60s bands, and the monkeys were one of them. Okay. And to know that Mike's mom was like, oh yeah, my son's this, but honestly, that's not even my greatest accomplishment. My greatest accomplishment is a whiteout. Like, wait a minute. You freaking made whiteout? And your son is Mike Nesmith? Yes, all true. Bro, you talk about a chick who's the most interesting person at any party she goes to. Yes. This day in history's birthday, Shaka Khan, the queen of funk, 10-time Grammy Award winner, turned 73 today. And some of our favorite shoes come from our boy, Kenneth Cole, American fashion designer, founded Kenneth Cole Productions. What? You guys freaking out right now? I know you are. What else is going on in this day in history? This day in history. 1965, NASA launches Gemini 3. It was the U.S.'s first two-person space flight, crewed by, come on, bro, you know one of them, Gus Grissom, and don't know this dude, John Young. Gus Grissom, bro. Oh, wow. This day in history, 2001, Russia's Mir space station plunges into the South Pacific after 15 years in orbit, bro. What? What? Oh my God, dude. You guys remember this significant event. You guys remember in 2024, 4 years ago today. Remember the ever given mega freighter that blocked the Suez Canal? One of the world's most critical shipping lanes for 6 days. Remember how it got cockeyed and blocked the canal? And it took like basically half the world's construction equipment to basically get this thing unstuck. I know, right? Are you ready for the National Day today? I don't know if you are. I don't know if you are. Okay. Today is National Puppy Day. I know. And you're like, for the love of God, it can't get better than that. But it kind of is. because there's a couple other days today. Today is also, hold on, National Tamale Day. And wait, I'm not even done yet. National Chip and Dip Day. I swear on my life, this is the gold, silver, and platinum, right? Is that the three colors? Copper, bronze? What the hell? What's the third metal? Bronze? It's got to be bronze medal. Gold, silver, bronze. This is the gold, silver, and bronze podium of the best national day, maybe ever. Puppy Day, which we know is always gold. Okay. Then, to be honest with you, between the two, and it's a close second. It was like Michael Phelps in the Olympics where he was doing his butterfly and he tapped like 0.001 seconds. Like it's this close between silver and bronze. Okay. I'm going to go with, and tell me what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think National Chip Day, silver, or National Tamale Day, silver? I know where I'm leaning. I'm going to say silver, National Chip Day, bronze, National Tamale Day. What do you think? You agree? Tell me in the comments. Okay. Speaking of freaking comments, it is important for you guys to know that you can get to us anytime you want by going to accountingplusaccountability.com. You'll see a little gold button in the top header that says Talk with Aaron. You know that's me. It links directly to my calendar or schedule. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about. You'll notice if you try to schedule something with me this week, I'm in conferences all week. So we can't talk this week, but we can talk next week. And also, if you guys want to talk about business strategy consulting, you got a great idea for business, you want to talk about bookkeeping, taxes, whatever, anything business related, you can go and do the talk with Ron or scroll down a little bit and it'll say ask a question. And that goes to our show page and you can ask a question right there. I'll reply back or ask it on, I'll reply back to you or read it on air and we'll talk about it together. But what do you guys think of this day in history? I knew it was going to blow your mind. I knew it. But you know what? It always does. And you guys know if you learned anything during this day in history, you know we have a handshake agreement. My agreement with you, my gentleman's word is you have to like and subscribe if I make you laugh or you learn. We know it, right? It's the three L's and an R. Okay. I make you laugh and learn. You like and subscribe. No, not an LS. It's L. It's three L's and an S. Like and subscribe. What am I, an idiot? LLS. Laugh, learn, like, subscribe. You know the rules. All right. Now, are you guys ready? Oh my gosh, dude. This day in history, we already did. Now we're ready and we're about to jump into our juicy news. Juicy news. Juicy news. That's right, people. This is a powerful segment because today there's a lot of great things going on today. So, you guys know this is your March 23rd, 2026 Mom and Pop Venti Shop Daily Briefing. Small business owners are absorbing higher fuel, shipping, and material costs as customers firmly reject price hikes. While gas prices climb and Walmart rolls out instant digital pricing tech across all stores by year end. Yet optimism shines through the National Retail Federation's forecasting 4.4 retail sales growth to 5.6 trillion with a T. The SBA reorganizing for stronger local support and a $25,000 Made in America contest opens through March 31st. New compact store format and expansion news signal both competition and opportunity for independent retailers and brick and mortar shops. Here are the top 10 stories that we look at for our mom and pop Venti shops. Story number 1. Are you ready? We talk about them every day, bro, but it's because every day they're doing good stuff for us. Can we talk about the SBA? Can we talk about the SBA? Announces agency-wide reorganization to refocus on Main Street. The story: on March 21st, the U.S. Small Business Administration announced a 43% workforce cut, about 2,700 positions to eliminate waste and return to pre-pandemic staffing levels, shifting 30% of staff to field offices while keeping core loan guarantees and disaster programs fully intact. You have to understand, man, the agency is completely refocusing, reorganizing. They are laser focusing on us. They're working on capital improvements to us, innovation, veteran support. And you guys know almost every week we're talking about new loans they're doing to bring back and incentivize back to onshoring manufacturing back to America. That's right. And by the way, if you guys need help with any of the paperwork, you guys know we spend half of our life as an accounting back office firm doing this exact thing, doing ministerial administrative support for you guys. So whatever paperwork you guys need help with, you guys know you as mom pop venti shops, you have to spin all 7 plates of business yourself. And so we know that you guys need help. And honestly, we're one of the few accounting firms on earth that's not owned by accountants. We're owned by small business owners. So for us, your stress, your heartbeat is our stress. It's our heartbeat. What you feel, we feel. So we wake up every day knowing that you have 2 elephants on your shoulders that are weighing you down. And so our job, we can't remove the elephant, but we can for sure, damn sure, put those things in the sauna and lighten the weight and then lighten the load on your shoulders. So for us, it really is a partnership. And so, but anyway, just want to let you guys know if you guys need help with that paperwork, we always got you. What else is going on in the news today? Are you ready? Here's the title. Those days are over. Small business owners can't raise prices anymore. Yes. Can we talk about the elephant in the room? Can we talk about why mom and pop business goes out of business and the big boys continue to dominate and get bigger? Can we talk about it? Yeah. Because let me give you a perfect example of what I'm referring to. So you know that, by the way, one of my favorite states in the union because of its beauty is California. Okay. Now, obviously, not a big fan of its politics, but again, this show we don't talk about politics. What now? What we'll do is talk about how the politics affects mom and pop business. That we will do. Okay. And again, we don't play sides. I'm just going to tell you what's going on. Okay. So um, last year, the state of California decided because they have been doing dumb things for years, and they were having a budget shortfall, an enormous budget shortfall. And so, what did they do? What usually politicians always do because they're elected, which means by the time the ramifications comes from their decision, they are long gone out of office, which means the person in office is the one that has to inherit what they did while they were in office. And by the way, this is for politics for local, state, and national politics. Okay, it's just the way it is. All right. But they decided to raise the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour for the sole purpose of increasing the income taxes they're able to collect on the state. Because it was instantaneous. As soon as you pass it, literally the following month, you increase revenue instantaneously into the state. Now, here's the problem with that. So you raise, let's say somebody's getting paid 15 an hour. And let's say you've got 10 people on a shift. So you basically have basically you went up $5 an hour, 10 people per hour, $50 an hour. Okay. And let's just say I'm gonna give you a hypothetical. Let's say that we sell I don't know, let's just say we sell 25 hamburgers an hour for the local shop. Okay. And that's decent size. Okay. That's like one every 2 minutes you're selling. Okay. So, but let's just say you did that. But you have to go up $50 an hour, which means the cost of that burger has to go up about $2 per burger to pay for itself for the mandatory rate hike that is now forced upon you to do. Now, that because you have one business, one mom and pop shop. But now think about like an In-N-Out burger, which we know is not in California anymore. But let's say McDonald's, you know, they raise their prices 20 cents. Like it's like no big deal, man. Like, but the local shop has to go up $2. And let's not also forget that the mom and pop on that P&L that they have, let's not even the cost of food, okay, the cost of their goods, but every line item on the P&L below the COGS, they pay the highest cost in the industry because they have no economies of scale. Zero. So here's the problem with today's service industry. If you had the idea of having the best damn sandwich shop in town, yeah, it's not if, but when you go out of business. That's right. That's right. Because the big boys keep getting bigger because of Monopoly 2.0, and you literally cannot compete, which means eventually you'll be priced out of business. It's just the way it is. Okay, so when this story comes out, this story is doing nothing but broadcasting what we all know and feel. Okay, all of us mom pop venti shops. So this is a March 21st CNN report that highlights independent retailers, bakers, and manufacturers absorbing the rising fuel surcharges, shipping costs, material prices because customers are refusing hikes and threatening to shop elsewhere. So, and I told you guys this when the Iran war started. um, I pulled this up for you guys on my fuel app. Beginning of February, I filled up and I paid a little over $2 a gallon. I filled up yesterday and paid like 3.69 a gallon. I can tell you exactly what I paid yesterday when I filled up. It was in the last couple of days. Fuel, fuel. Here it is. Yep, 3.49. So it's gone up. Let's see, from $2 to 3.49. It's gone up. Let's see, 100% would be from 2 to 4. 75% increase in fuel in a month in the last few weeks. That's a big thing to us, man. It's a big, big deal to us. Okay. Because of that, I've been telling you guys now for the last few weeks that if you've got inventory or you can get it from elsewhere, because all these big distributors, whether you're one of our mechanics and you get parts from your O'Reilly's distributor, or you get it from your food rep, Cisco or Benny Keith or McLean or whatever, understand that they're going to be increasing the trip charge that's coming out because they're not going to eat the additional fuel cost. They will pass it to you. They will pass it to you. And here's what they usually do. They'll pass it, and a lot of times people get used to everything and they don't even reduce it. Kind of the way airlines will do, like, let's create this BS fee. All the other airlines wait to see what the industry does for this one fee. And if the entire industry like jumps back, then they won't do it. But if everybody's like, another freaking fee, we got to pay for it. The whole industry does it within a quarter. They will all do the same fee. I know, right? Because universally, everybody just loves screwing the person. I know, it's fantastic. By the way, it's a magical Monday. What else is going on in the news today? The news. Walmart, bro. It rolls out digital price tags in every U.S. store by the end of 2026, bro. Man, I tell you what, the thing I love about Wally World is they have always, Wally World, since day one, bro. Back when Mr. Walton ran it, Sam Walton, literally up until the day he died, never cared about the money ever. Literally, he would go as a billionaire, walking into the stores wearing his overalls, and only like the managers knew who he was. The rest of the employees had no idea, and so he would just walk around. He was the one that kind of like pioneered management by walking around. And he also actually had his pilot's license. And one of the times he was flying, he would use his license to go fly and scope out stores because he would put stores in rural areas, like out in the country. And then he understood that we need a bunch of locations so I can increase our buying power, so I can give people that live out in the country the same equal competition and low prices as people in the cities do. Because in the cities, there's competition. The competitiveness really does a good job of creating the low price for competition. But if you're in the country, it's the little local five and dime store, on Little House on the Prairie. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's different. And but dude, no, Sam was brilliant, and one of his big things was constant innovation for efficiency. Literally, this is probably back in the '90s, okay, maybe early 2000s. It was a well-known thing that most big Fortune companies would basically use old rundown 18 wheelers to deliver their stuff. And they would literally just run those trucks in the ground. Especially if they were paid off, run it in the ground. But the problem is Walmart is very, 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 they're insane at their KPIs and their metrics. And they realized the amount of time these trucks are down where they have to rent trucks or they can't get their just-in-time inventory to the stores from their distributors, then they realized it's actually costing us money by using old paid off trucks, especially with efficiencies as well, cost of fuel. And they realized the higher payment of the new truck um, actually saved them money compared to when the truck is down and on fuel. That's what I'm saying. Like the very first robot I ever saw in a retail store was Walmart. The freaking little like Rosie the robot was just like going down, cleaning the floors. Like, shh. Now when you go to QT and these other like gas stations stuff, they're freaking little Rosie the robot. And I'm not even kidding, bro. My neighborhood, this is like 2 weeks ago. My wife calls. She sends me this picture. She goes, "We have a robot on our sidewalk," and I'm like, "Okay, it's today, April 1st. It's got to be April Fool's Day." She goes, "No, no, no, I'm serious." And so I happen to be coming home, and I see this freaking robot on the corner, and he was looking down like this. And I know this sounds crazy. Both of us felt bad for the dude. We're like, and so we pulled in our driveway, and because he was like going by us on the sidewalk, and we rolled down the window, and we're like, "Hey!" And he turns his head like this. We're like, okay, creepy. And but they have those cute, giant, like Disney eyes. So they make them look cute and like furry. They're not furry, but like they make them cute, like a furry, fuzzy little, animal. And so, but they now deploy them into neighborhoods where they assess the accessibility of wheelchairs. And so they'll have them go around the neighborhood, and if like cars that are blocking the street, it sends up a flag. Or if like part of the curb is broke or there's something blocking it, so it sends this report. It goes the whole neighborhood, does a whole all the sidewalks, sends a report, and then that way they can get that to the city. The city can do what they need to do. And so, but bro, is that not just crazy, man? Like these robots are like taking over the world, man. And so, but that's what I'm saying. Walmart has always been an industry leader. You know that Walmart is the latest company to get into the $1 trillion club. That's right, $1 trillion club. That's right, Wally World. And there's an acronym I created when they got in there called BAM BAM Want. I was thinking like the Flintstones, Bam Bam, except Bam Bam on the Flintstones has two M's after each Bam. This is one M, BAM BAM Want. Okay. And it's the top 10 companies that are all worth $1 trillion or more. And Walmart is in there. It's funny how Kmart's not in there, Target's not in there, but you have to understand, man. Love or hate Walmart, you understand that they are probably the main reason why the working class is able to actually put food on the table. It's Walmart. So say what you want, man. But in the end, look at their customer. Don't look at the business. Look at the customer. And there's an old saying when it comes to money: those that want to be rich never will be. Money only follows contribution. You want to drive down a really big neighborhood and just big house, big house. Go look at the size of that individual's business that they own or work for, and the contribution that business makes to society. That's typically how we're all compensated and rewarded, right? What else is going on in the news today? Oh, this is a biggie, man. This is a biggie. Family Dollar pilots extra small store format in urban markets. Kind of the way Walmart does the neighborhood, little neighborhood Walmart, which is like a tuned down version of the big Walmart. This is the same thing, man. This is this Family Dollar pilot, bro. This is, and it's funny because what I don't understand, and this needs to happen, man. And because this is so obvious that this needs to happen, Walmart, you have to understand, Walmart, when they first started out in the 70s, was Dollar General. It was literally a Dollar General store in the middle of nowhere country town, USA. It was like a Dollar General, but it was Walmart, just exactly like Dollar General. Okay. And they continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I don't know, like 20 years ago, they did a 1 year partnership with Tom Thumb to learn the grocery business. They did a 1 year contract. They learned how to do the grocery business, paid Tom Thumb a pile of money, and then learned the entire business, created their own model, and then within a year or two, launched groceries and became the largest grocer in America. Yep. And so it just makes sense to me in my mind that eventually Walmart buys Dollar General, and just puts it underneath its brand. I mean, Walmart's always stayed very, very consistent to what it does, but this is what it does is actually goes back and it allows Walmart. Here's the other great thing about it is that Dollar General would be able to utilize Walmart's just-in-time technology, their buying power, even though DGO has phenomenal buying power. This is just a huge thing, man. But Family Dollar is now testing their ultra compact, extra small store formats in these very, very densely packed urban areas. Okay, to reach those customers that they can't put their typical brick and mortar business in. Okay, but why is this a big deal? You put a Dollar General little station, little convenience store. Think of it like a Dollar General convenience store, somewhere like that, and watch all the other convenience stores drop their price instantly to compete with DGO. So, and the thing with Dollar General is they do a pretty good job. So I guarantee this new store is not going to be like um, a sight for sore eyes. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be pretty. It's going to be efficient. But in the end, what it will do is drive competition into that neighborhood. So pray for a Dollar General convenience store because you will watch every other convenience store drop their prices to compete with DGO. Yep, it's true. And by the way, if you guys have questions about any of this stuff, man, I always just tell you, man, hit us up, man. Um, you know, for us, what we do here, you can talk to us about anything you want to talk about. Go to accountingplusaccountability.com. That's accountingplusaccountability.com. And you can really check anything out we're doing there. If you want to talk to me directly, in the top header's a little button there that says uh, talk with AA Ron. And you know that's me, right? Scroll down a little bit. You want to ask a question, it says ask a question. Click that link. It'll take you to our question page. Ask a question. I'll reply directly or read it on air. Uh, Typically, you guys know, especially on Tuesdays, is Tactical Tuesday. We build these things. We build like literally service-based cash flow businesses every single Tuesday. I build you a business that you can do for under $1,000 from an idea, and in 90 days, you're profitable making money every single Tuesday. And so, for you guys, if you have questions about any of that stuff, go to Accounting Plus Accountability. Talk with me, ask a question. We're the only accounting firm on earth that has a 2x profit guarantee. We guarantee that because we have a very, very strong partnership with our small business owners. So where every other accounting firm on earth just focuses on documenting what you did yesterday, yeah, we do that too, but we put just as much focus on helping you profit tomorrow. It's a partnership. We're the only accounting firm on earth that invests in account managers, where you meet monthly with your account manager and you talk about your financials. And they're kind of like your little pocket CFO, and they kind of give you their snapshot, what they see, what you need to do for next month to make sure that we stay on track. We do market analysis, where you're at with your competition. We do all this stuff, man. And so if you have questions about that stuff, accountingplusaccountability.com, and you can talk to us anytime you want to talk. Okay. So, but if you guys, have questions about any of this stuff, you can always go there. What else is going on in the news today? Bro, Fox Business launches Made in America contest. $25,000 prizes for small businesses. So here's the story. Fox Business is running a contest through March 31st, offering three $25,000 cash prizes plus national media exposure to qualifying small businesses under 500 employees and 7.5 million in revenue. Submit a short video or written entry at smallbusinessawards2026.com. Why is this a big deal to us, man? It's free money and publicity that we can use for the business. We can use the money for the equipment, marketing, inventory, right? Just you just got to enter your own shop or nominate a local business before the deadline closes. All right, free money for you guys. And by the way, always a little shameless plug for us. All of our mom and pop venti shops have to spend all 7 plates of business themselves. And so they never have time to do this paperwork. We do it for you. And we charge an insanely low hourly rate to do it for you because we understand you have to spend all 7 plates of business yourself. So our job is to help you spend 6 of the 7 plates, starting with the accounting plate. That's right. It's universally the one plate that everybody hates spinning and that will also simultaneously screw you right out of business. That's right. And it also happens to be that we all pretty much dislike working with accountants. And typically, the better the accountant, the worse they are with people. I know, bro. I know it makes no sense. It's just the way it is. But if you want to talk about it, you know you can play it. All right. All right. What else is going on in the news? Huh? Oh, bro, I saw this thing on X and it was awesome. So, um, Tom Peters, this is a couple weeks ago on X. He said something. He said, I had a mission that defined my life. At age 83, I am primarily and deeply distressed and depressed by the relationships that I failed to invest in. Wow. Wow. The worst thing that you could do is spend your entire life climbing a ladder and then realizing in the end, you're on the ladder by yourself. There's a great show out. It's called Alone. There's like 10 seasons of it. I think we're in like the 11th season. And these are all, every one of them, every single person that's on this show is like a literally a variation of Bear Grylls. These people get literally, they all bring bows and arrows, and they can literally shoot a squirrel with a bow and arrow on the run. They're that good. And so, but the show's called Alone because even these guys can't make it very long because they're purely by themselves. You want to know why, as a society, we are absolutely unequivocally miserable as a whole. We are the most connected we've ever been, but we're also the most lonely we've ever been. Because in the end, we all need to be in relationship and community. That old saying that it takes a village to raise a family, it does, man. But it's because we need people to talk to. We need to be able to lean on people. We need to share what's going on. And today, we don't really have any of those friends. You know, I made a decision years ago, man. I was the guy, I got to confess, that wanted to have 1,000 people at my funeral. And to be honest with you, dude, I, I had this big, huge awakening in 2018. And it changed my life. And I realized, wait a minute. when I say yes to something, I'm saying no to something else. So I was intentionally touching lots and lots and lots and lots of people, keeping up those relationships, but I was turning my back on the most important ones. And so I'd made a decision in 2018 that from that day forward, I would still have a lot of friends, but I would focus on the relationships that invest in me. And so I think that's the thing is like, look, man, don't be like Tom Peters, bro. The dude is a management genius. Like you can't manage what you measure. Like this guy is walks on water when it comes to business management, but he didn't have those friendships. And I tell you, man, um, that if you don't have a life plan where you're kind of looking at everything holistically, your relationship with your creator, um, you take care of yourself, your spouse, your kids, your career, your friends, like different things. Your calling, whatever your heart project is. I'm telling you, man, like you need to make sure that you're looking at all of it because the worst thing that could happen, dude, is you spend your entire life chasing a goal and you end up having no relationships in the end. Just don't do it, man. Learn from Tom, bro. Learn from Tom. I call Jeff Bezos actually said something years ago, and he calls it the um, um, age 80 regret rule or regret minimization rule. And he was talking about how when he gets to age 80 and why he started Amazon, he said, When I'm age 80, I want to look back and have the least amount of regret. And he said, usually the biggest regrets we have are usually regrets of omission. And so it's like what we don't do. Oh, damn, I had this idea for a business. I had an idea. And he goes, Look, I was working at a really big hedge fund in New York. I saw this thing on the internet and I saw it was growing by thousands of percent a year. And I just knew I'd kick myself if I got to age 80 and hadn't tried something. And so he took his wife Mackenzie and they moved to Seattle because that's where all the Microsoft engineers were at. And Amazon was started in the garage of the house that he was living in. That's right. He started packing the books in the garage of the house he was living in. Amazon, Bezos. When they went public in 1990, was it 95 they went public or 97? Maybe 97. They were doing 15 million a year in revenue. 15 million a year in annual revenue, profiting about 3 million. Yes, dude. They were nobody. They were nothing when they went public. Like, does that not just blow your face, your mind, and your head off your body? I mean, I knew you would love that story. What else is going on in the news today, bro? Justin Welsh is one of my favorite follows on X. Here's what he said. The longer my career went on, the more I realized that safe jobs require you to be lucky too. You need the right boss, the right support, the right timing, and more. You're gambling either way. Consider gambling on yourself. You know anything about this dude? He is the king of the solopreneur. He runs a $10 million business, and it's just him. A bunch of AI, a bunch of systems and processes. But he teaches you how to have side hustles. And by the way, I do the same thing. So every Tuesday, you'll see that we do a business plan from zero to cash flow of a service-based business of service that's hot today, and we'll take it and I build out the entire process. We don't do A to Z. We focus on A to E. So I call it the A to E business plan, and it's zero to your first dollar in 90 days. Okay. And trust me, go look at my YouTube show notes from last Tuesday and the last few weeks, and you'll see that there's a PDF and there's a 15-page business plan. Just go download it. Everything I do is always free to you. All my whiteboard sketches, my business plans, everything I do is just free. Just go to the notes. It's always free. Okay. I just believe things that help change your life shouldn't be behind a freaking paywall. Just go get it, bro. And so Justin is phenomenal. He's a great follow, and I think he is spot on. Oh, bro. Something that I think that is underutilized, and one of my also favorite follows on X is Dickie Bush. This dude, him and Justin Welsh, they just constantly put out fire content. Like I'm like their little fanboy. They don't even know who I am, obviously, but I'm just a huge fanboy of both of them, and also Cody Sanchez and Dan Martell. Love all of them. But Dickie Bush basically said this: I used to walk under 4,000 steps per day, and I was miserable. I thought everything had to be done at my desk. Now I take 20,000 steps a day, and it's the single best thing I've done for my health and creativity. Here are 4 common desk activities I do on walks: all of my calls, all my learning, all my creative brainstorming, all my writing. Yep. And by the way, it's true. You guys know a little shameless plug 4-hour cross country bike ride. So you guys know I do this every year, and this is my third annual. I've got my new shirts being made for this year, so it's my third annual cross country 2,000-mile charity bike ride. I ride my bicycle from Dallas to Washington D.C. To raise awareness for victims of financial crimes and Ponzi schemes. You can't do what we do and sit across the table from these families and it not change your life. And so, but I say that not to plug that. And by the way, as a shameless plug, if you want to go check that out, you go to Facebook and search for Pedaling Against Ponzi's, or go to the website ponzirelief.org, ponzirelief.org, and you can kind of check. I've got some new information there for this year's bike ride, and we leave here in 25 days. And so, but I say all that because my how I train for this is not on a bike. 95% of my training is on a steep incline treadmill, and I get so much done. A lot of you guys know I'm in school full time. Most of my studying for my tests and classes happens on a treadmill. And you guys know that bodybuilders, since the beginning of time, how they shed their fat without losing muscle, incline treadmill. I'm just telling you, man. Treadmill, 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 treadmill. Just go do the steps. Go do the work. It's going to save your life. It's gonna get rid of all the blockage as long as it's not calcified in your heart and everything, your arteries. And you literally will feel like $1,000,000. So this week, my workouts are 2.5 hours. I got to get 4 of those in this week. Next week, I go to 3 hours, and then I typically leave the week after that. So this might be 2, then 2.5, then 3 hours. But the week before I leave, I'm at 3 hours incline treadmill, and I'm telling you, man, it absolutely unequivocally saved my life. I didn't do it for that. I did it to help the victims, but a byproduct is it got rid of all my blockage, and I've got the heart of a 25-year-old elite athlete, and that's according to the heart scan I had a couple years ago. So do the walking, man. The walking will absolutely unequivocally change your life. Okay. What else is going on in the news today? Oh, no, no, no. You guys know that I have mm, a healthy obsession with pretzels. Okay. So it is normal for me. There's always a bag of pretzel crisps in the house at all times. It's my favorite go-to snack. If I'm out and I'm out and about and I want something, I'll stop into Racetrack or QT and get their soft pretzels. Which, to be honest with you, Racetrack's soft pretzels are freaking amazing. Like, they're like ready to go. You walk in, they've got a little oven there, and you just grab a pretzel. And I go grab a Pepsi and a pretzel, and I take care of my business. But here's a pretzel story by Wetzel's Pretzels. They plan to double presence inside convenience stores. Bring it, playa. Freaking bring it. There is not enough pretzel selection in the convenience stores. Wetzel's Pretzels announced plans to double its footprint inside C-stores and travel centers over the next 2 years through more non-traditional locations. Bring me some pretzels, please. I always love them stories. What else is happening for us? Woo-hoo! NRF forecasts 4.4% retail sales growth in 2026 to 5.6 trillion. That's what the T play a trillion. So here's a story. On March 19th, the National Retail Federation, using a new economic model with Oxford Economics, predicted U.S. retail sales, excluding autos, gas, and restaurants, will rise 4.4 this year by a record 5.6 trillion, driven by consumer resilience, tax refunds, and moderating inflation. Don't forget, man, you're going to get a massive tax refund this year, the biggest one you've ever had, in years. Why it matters: brick and mortar shops or service businesses has real growth runway. So make sure you stock your seasonal items aggressively. Plan your spring promotions, man. Prepare for higher foot traffic by refreshing displays now. Come on, dude. Come on. What a great freaking story. Are you ready for another phenom story for us mom pop Venti shops? 7 convenience store chains expanding into new states. Shut your face off. Shut your face off. Okay. Retailers including Racetrack, Rudders, Wawa, and Quick Trip are entering new markets this year, increasing brick and mortar competition nationwide. Bro, ever been to a Quick Trip QT? Ever been in one? First of all, they're privately held. Okay. And literally, QT is a phenomenal company where they hire people for careers. And so they start everybody at the counter for customer service, and then basically handpick everybody for all promotions and everything out of their current inventory. Which, by the way, you want to completely change the culture of your environment? Hire for life, number one. Okay. And number two, have a core value of hiring and promoting from within. Changes your culture overnight. But don't they be the organization that says it, be the organization that does it. Don't talk the talk, flipping, walk the walk. Okay. Are you guys tracking? Good. So, why is this a big deal? More chain locations near your shop going to pull more traffic. And you guys know that a lot of these guys, what they do is like Quick Trip. They typically will go buy a big piece of parcel, and then they will typically build out retail or like sell it around it. And they're very particular about what they allow in the shops that because they sell off that land. And so this is a big opportunity for you guys, mom pop Venti shops, because when a QT or racetrack goes up, it's guaranteed instant traffic for you if you're in that vicinity. Okay, so pay attention. If you're looking to expand, grow, new location, kind of look to see where racetrack or QT, like, and that's down south, obviously. I don't know where Rudders or Wawa. I think Wawa is actually up Midwest, but northern, northern Midwest. Did I see them going through Indiana? I feel like I've seen Wawa. I feel like I have. But I just can't place it right now. Maybe in the comments tell me where that's at. And speaking of comments, you guys know our deal here. If you like or learn anything, we have a handshake agreement. You have to like and subscribe. Okay. If you have questions about what we do on the show or anything we talk about, go to accountingplusaccountability.com. Submit a question. There's a little button in the header that says talk with Aaron. That links directly to my calendar, and we'll talk about anything you want to talk about. But what else is going on in the news? What freaking, I knew it, man. Small group health insurance premiums are rising 11% in 2026. Every freaking year, bro. Every year. Insurance are proposing median 11% increase for small business health plans driven by medical inflation. Yeah, right. Driven by the fact that we cut off their money supply chain because of Affordable Care Act. For 15 years, literally from Affordable Care Act, if you invested in United Healthcare and blue collar, it was not blue collar, but what is it? Blue Shield, whatever, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Go see their stock price the last 15 years. They were literally handed a blank check, literally blank check by the government. Okay. And so now it's like, oh, wait, we don't get that free money. Okay. Now we have to raise premiums on our group health. Yeah, of course you do. Okay. So your employee benefits are definitely going to be jumping up. So expect your deductibles, your out of pockets, your premiums are going to be going up for them to keep your monthly premium. If you want to keep your premiums low, your benefits are going to go down. If you want your benefits to stay the same, they're going to increase your premiums. So your choice. I'm just telling you, it's coming. Okay. What else is going on in the news today? Quick Check planning 8 new travel centers in New York's capital region. Bro, big truck stop. Quick Trek is opening 8 new non-traditional travel center locations in upstate New York, part of a broader C-store and service expansion. So service-oriented independent businesses, you've got competition on highways, on local routes, but you know that always brings that brings traffic. So if you can set up around there, you've got guaranteed eyeballs looking at your business. Okay, so always great updates. And so I knew that you guys would love this day, our juicy news. I knew you guys would love it. What'd you guys think of the news today, man? Well, I've got a quick little dad joke for you. Again, we're just continuing the theme of Magical Monday. I asked my banker if he could check my balance. The dude pushed me over. He pushed me over, playa. Come on, dude. You freaking laughed. And what's our agreement? If you learn or laugh, you got to like and subscribe, playa. All right. Can we talk about, honestly, we're coming to the end of the show. Normally, I do a reframe for Scott Adams, but to be honest with you, I've got to be on a call at 8. And so today is the only day I'm not going to do it. Okay. Now, you guys know, I believe you thought that was the greatest business for breakfast ever, at least the best Magical Monday that you guys can remember in a long time. But you guys know everything we talk about here. If you think it's hard or you think it's easy, you're right. You guys spend most of your time working in the business. Guys, make sure this week that you spend time minding your own business. All right, my beautiful peeps. You guys got the news. You got the tips and tricks. Now go own this day. My name is Aaron Novinger, and you guys know what time it is. What time is it, peeps? It's time to get to work. Kapow!